Hey guys, welcome to Ready Set Tech. James here. Now, I wanted to talk about the Galaxy S7 Edge today. I'm going to give you my honest review on it. I've had a little bit of time to talk about some of the things I like, some of the things I may not like as much. The phone's been out for a little over a month, and I want to start off talking about that fingerprint sensor on the front. You have a front-facing fingerprint sensor. I would even go as far to say this thing is as fast and responsive as something like the Nexus 6P or even the iPhone 6s Plus in terms of responsiveness. Now, one thing I really want to mention here is the display. This is a 5.5-inch Quad HD AMOLED display, and we all know that Samsung is the undisputed king of beautiful displays on phones, and this is no exception. I really do love this display. I wish that every phone had a display this beautiful. This is a pretty big phone coming in at 5.5 inches, so it can be a little cumbersome to hold if you have really tiny hands or if you've never handled a phone this big. You do have one feature that will help with that, which is one-handed mode, so you can access that by triple clicking the home button, and I'll just show you here. There you go. It's going to make things a little bit more accessible and easier to use if you're multitasking or if you just have really tiny hands. I don't seem to have that problem. I've never had any issues using this. My hands are pretty average for the most part. This phone is really cumbersome to hold because it's a big device, but it also has glass on the back. I really wish Samsung would have gone with something like metal or some sort of finish that had a little bit of a grip on it, because I'm always feeling like I'm going to drop this thing and shatter it, and it is very susceptible to dropping. It does have the curves on it, which does make it a little bit more comfortable to hold in the hand, but it still doesn't change the fact that it is a very slippery device. Now, moving on, I want to talk about the cameras. Starting off, we have the front-facing camera, which is a 5-megapixel shooter with an f1.7 aperture. I'm not a big selfie junkie, so I honestly do not use the front-facing camera all that much. But I will say that it does take impressive wide-angle shot photos. I want to talk about the 12-megapixel shooter we have in the back. It is capable of taking 1080p video with 30, 60 frames per second, and even 4K. It also has optical image stabilization. This thing, it takes really great low-light shots. It's almost like you're able to see in the dark with this. It's very impressive. One thing I would say that I don't like about some of the photos that I've taken with this is that they do tend to come out a little oversaturated and over-sharpened for my taste, but other than that, they have really vibrant colors and plenty of detail. So I do enjoy this camera. I want to talk about some of the different modes that you have. You have all these different modes that you can shoot in, and I'm just going to show you. I honestly don't use any of them, so I'm just going to tell you what they do. So we're shooting in auto mode right now, and you have pro mode, which allows you to tinker with the settings like you would on a DSLR camera if you want to adjust something. This really isn't for professionals, but if you're an amateur photographer and you're looking to mess around with a lot of the settings and adjust it to your liking, I would say this is a good place to start. You have selective focus, which gives you the same effect as you would on a DSLR, where you can blur out some things closer or blur out some things further away. Panorama, I think we all know what panorama is by now. It's really great for scenery shots. Video collage, which allows you to take up to 4 video shots and tie them all together into a video collage. Now, live broadcast is something interesting because it allows you to take live video and sync it up with YouTube. I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to test it out in the near future. Slow motion, it's really gotten a lot better from the past versions of it. I think it's up to par with something like the iPhone. It's really impressive. Virtual shot allows you to take a 360-degree photo, so you can just pan left and right after you take it, and it allows you to look around the photo in 360 degrees. Now, food mode, I was kind of taken back from. I was like, what is that? Who is that for? And I'm guessing it's for people that take a lot of Instagram photos and like to take photos of their food and share it with everybody, but I don't have any use for that. And of course, you have your time-lapse video, or what they call hyperlapse. Now, one feature that I thought was really similar on the iPhone that we have on this is motion photo, and I'm just going to show you what motion photo is. It's very similar to live photos, and I'm just going to snap a quick photo here. And so I've taken the photo, and there's a little play button right in the corner. It's really tiny, and you just tap that, and there you go. What's interesting about this, though, is that it actually shows you a little clip from before you actually snap the photo, and that's because this camera is always running in the background. I think it's gimmicky just like live photos, and I'll probably never use it. Now, one thing you will not see on the Galaxy S7, which is only available on this phone, is the Edge feature, and that allows you to drag over, and you have access to shortcuts for your contacts, some of your favorite apps, and even some of your favorite tasks. I think it's kind of gimmicky. I don't really use it. It kind of reminds me of the 3D touch feature on the iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. It's one of those things that if you don't really use it that much, you kind of forget it's there. Now lastly, I want to talk about the battery in this thing. This battery is very impressive. It's able to get me through a whole day with moderate usage. This is a 3600 milliamp battery in this thing, and I have no complaints. It's a really big improvement over last year. So all in all, I will say that I'm happy with this phone so far, and if you're thinking of picking it up, I would definitely recommend it. It's one of the best phones out there right now on the market. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.